If you've ever played poker, you'll know that it can be a roller coaster of emotions. One of the most terrible moments in poker is taking a bad beat. A bad beat occurs when you have a powerful hand, but your opponent gets lucky and defeats you with an inferior hand. It's a stressful and emotional encounter that may make even the most experienced players feel defeated. Understanding poker hands is critical for understanding what a bad beat is and how it occurs. Bad beats are common in poker and can affect anyone regardless of skill level. In poker, the goal is to have the best possible hand. The highest to lowest hand rankings are royal flush, straight flush, four of a kind, full house, flush, straight, three of a kind, two pair, one pair, and high card. A pocket pair occurs when you are dealt two cards with the same rank. For example, you receive two aces, you have a pocket pair of aces. Pocket pairs are good starting hands in poker. Aces are the highest ranking cards in poker. If you have an ace in your hand, it can serve as the highest card in a straight or a flush. A straight is a hand that consists of 5 cards of sequential rank. For example, a straight is formed by the numbers 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. The royal flush is the highest rated straight. A flush is a hand with 5 cards from the same suit. For example, if you have 5 hearts, you have a flush. The royal flush is the highest rated flush. A full house is a hand consisting of 3 cards of one rank and 2 cards of another rank. For example, a complete house consists of 3 kings and 2 queens. Four of a kind is a hand with 4 cards of the same rank. For example, 4 aces equals 4 of a kind. A 2-pair hand consists of 2 cards of one rank and 2 cards of another rank. For example, 2 jacks and 2 fives makes up a 2-pair. Understanding poker hands is crucial for playing poker well. Knowing the various hand rankings and what they include can allow you to make better choices when playing. Bad beats are a frequent occurrence in poker. When you have a powerful hand and your opponent has a worse hand and they nonetheless win the pot. It's a frustrating experience that may make you question your luck and ability. When you get a bad beat, it's critical to keep your emotions under control. Don't let your anger get the better of you, and don't vent it on your opponent. Remember that bad beats are a part of the game and affect everyone. Luck plays an important role in bad beats. Sometimes your opponent will draw a lucky card, resulting in the winning hand. It's crucial to remember that luck is an aspect of the game and it can work both ways. If you're fortunate enough to experience a bad beat, you may be eligible for a bad beat jackpot. These prizes are intended to compensate players who receive a truly bad beat. To qualify, you must hold a qualifying hand, such as a 4 of a kind or above, but still lose the hand. Experience can help you deal with bad beats. The longer you play, the more you'll come to accept bad beats as a natural aspect of the game. You'll also learn to recognize when you're in a situation that makes a bad beat more likely. Bad beats are an unavoidable aspect of poker. Here are some typical conditions that can result in a bad beat. You hold a powerful hand, such as pocket aces or kings, and you raise before the flop. Your opponent calls with a lesser hand like pocket jacks or tens. The flop shows poor cards and your opponent checks. You make a bet and your opponent calls. The turn brings another weak card and your opponent checks again. You bet again and your opponent calls. The river is a jack or 10 and your opponent completes a set. They bet and you raise. They call and you display your strong hand, but they show their set and take the pot. You hold a powerful hand, such as a top pair with a good kicker, and you bet on the flop. Your opponent is calling with a lesser hand, such as a middle pair or a draw. The turn is blank, so you bet again. Your opponent makes a call. The river is a card that completes your opponent's draw by giving them 2 pairs or a set. They bet and you call. They demonstrate their improved hand and win the pot. You hold a good hand, such as a flush or a straight, and you bet on the turn. Your opponent calls with a weaker hand, such as a pair or a draw. The river is a card that improves your opponent's hand, such as a full house or a flush. They bet and you call. They demonstrate their improved hand and win the pot. You hold a powerful hand, such as the top 2 pair, and decide to bet on the river. Your opponent calls with a weaker hand, such as a low 2 pair or a missed draw. They show their hand and you believe you've won the pot. However, when they flip over a card that completes a straight or a flush, they win the pot. You and your opponent both have strong hands and make aggressive bets. The board is paired and you each have a full house. You believe you have the better hand, but your opponent turns over a higher complete house and takes the pot. In conclusion, bad beats can occur in a variety of poker settings. It's critical to remain cool and focused when they occur and to remember that they are simply part of the game. Continue to play your best and make wise decisions, and you will come out ahead in the long term. Getting a bad beat in poker can have a significant psychological impact on the player. It can elicit a wide range of feelings, including anger, irritation, disappointment, and even sadness. The unexpected loss of a hand that you were certain you would win can be devastating to your confidence and self-esteem. It can also cause you to become agitated, which can result in further blunders and losses. Controlling your emotions is critical for avoiding a mental breakdown. Acknowledge your disappointment and irritation, but don't allow them to overtake you. Take a deep breath and remember that bad beats are a normal part of the game. It's critical to remain cool and attentive, especially if you're playing at a high-stakes table. Recovering from a bad beat can be difficult, but it's critical to move forward swiftly. Dwelling on the loss can lead to more blunders and additional losses. Take a break if required, then return to the game with a clear mind. Don't let one bad beat ruin the whole session. Here are some practical ways to deal with a bad beat in poker. When you encounter a bad beat, pause and take a deep breath. This allows you to calm down and restore control before making any decisions. Take a moment to analyze the hand that resulted in the bad beat. Consider whether you made the correct decisions given the knowledge available at the time. Try to figure out what went wrong so that you can prevent similar situations in the future. Remember that poker is a skill-based game that is played over time. Even the top players face bad beats. Instead of focusing on a single defeat, prioritize making consistent, well-informed judgments through multiple hands. Guard against tilt, a state of emotional frustration that might impair your judgment. If you find yourself growing agitated, take a break from the game to clear your thoughts and regain focus. Maintain an optimistic attitude and avoid dwelling on previous losses. Use every experience, even bad beats, as an opportunity to learn and develop your game. A positive attitude will enable you to remain motivated and resilient in the face of disappointments. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more legendary poker tips.